Hey guys, what's up? It's Spartacus here, back for another game review. Today I'm going to be reading my review for Valiant Hearts. I played this game on the PS4. It's a game about World War One. Well, I guess we'll see it in the review. The reason I'm reading it and not doing any sort of gameplay footage is because it's not the gameplay footage isn't indicative of how the game. There's so many different types of gameplay in this game and in general, I just don't want to spoil anything. So I'm just going to read it and tell you what I think about the game. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought if you've played it or what you think of my review. Any constructive criticism I would absolutely appreciate. I want to be a game reviewer, so anything you can tell me about my review or what you think or whatnot would be great. Okay, so when I finally put down my controller after 3 hours with Valiant Hearts, I took a deep breath and thought about an incredible roller coaster ride I had just experienced. This game does a masterful job of sending the player through emotional highs and lows with its gameplay, story, and setting. Through all of this, it wonderfully balances these elements, creating an experience that you won't soon forget. Valiant Hearts is an adventure game, with puzzle solving and action elements set in World War One. It is a unique setting for video games, as World War II has been featured far more often than the First World War, and it's a welcome change. The art style is beautifully hand-drawn, with the drab, muted colors doing a great job setting the tone. Speaking of tone, the music chosen for each sequence is wonderful and always appropriate. The game takes place over 4 years during the war, bringing the player from the front lines to war-torn towns. The player controls four different characters whose paths intertwine and through them tells a compelling and emotional story. Even though the game features very little dialogue, it does a great job of making the player care about these characters through narration and storyboards. Oh, and let's not forget the lovable dog who helps the characters throughout the story. Overall, Ubisoft Montpellier's story mixes moments of triumph with prolonged periods of sadness and struggle, an appropriate dynamic for a story with a World War One backdrop. Valiant Hearts' gameplay is filled with puzzles, quick-time events, stealth, and action. None of these elements are particularly groundbreaking, but they are fun and expertly paced. Just as I was about to think maybe it's time for something new, the game was one step ahead of me, whisking me off on a different adventure. Some sequences are action-packed with great intensity, and others slow, giving the player time to breathe and think. It is clear great care was put into each gameplay sequence. The puzzles aren't incredibly difficult, but they are still rewarding. Also, if you do get stuck, there is a hint system to help you. I'd also like to highlight the medic scenes, which do a wonderful job making the player see the pain and suffering involved in the war. While not graphic, the heartbeat sound, along with the noises the patients make, and the actions the medics take, are not for the squeamish. Overall, while playing this game, I was constantly overcome with a single thought. I couldn't help but think about the sacrifices thousands of men and women made so I could live a better life. Valiant Hearts doesn't glorify war like many other games before it. It tells a story beyond its own focused narrative, a story of tragedy and turmoil of World War One. Valiant Hearts leaves the player walking away with something deeper to think about, beyond the game itself. It is for these reasons I give Valiant Hearts an outstanding 9 out of 10.